Hi, and welcome to this edition of Business Supes, where we interview successful local business owners, learn a little bit about them, their business, and their business superpower. So today I am joined by Ron Miller from Gem Dirt. Ron, thanks so much for being here and welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I always like to start off with the origin story. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your business?
Okay. Well, I was born and raised here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Went to Oklahoma State, where I worked got a degree from the business school there of marketing. And I've got my wife and I are locals to here in the Tulsa area. We've got three boys that we've raised that are all just about all out of the house now. Last one in college, and I'm the owner of Gem Dirt. We are kind of a soil supplier to the local Tulsa community and surrounding communities of eastern Oklahoma.
Well, who do you supply soil to? I mean, is it predominantly people building homes? Or is there a commercial side to it? Who all buys dirt?
A little bit of everybody, believe it or not, has a need for dirt at some point in time. Some people just need an economical dirt to fill a hole or grade a slope, and they need just a load of dirt to do that. Other people need really good dirt, whether you're putting new sod down at the house or grass seed, or you're planting your flower beds and shrubs and trees and those type of things. You might buy one of our planting mixes, or we're in spring right now here in Oklahoma and everybody's getting ready to plant their vegetable gardens. So our garden mix is kind of our legendary product that we've sold for, kind of built the business on for the last 32 years. We also have a major, and so that's a little bit of everybody, including the public who's buying each of these products. But we also have a major corporate component to our business. So the builders would buy our dirt to either a clay dirt that we call as pad dirt to build a pad or grade a steep slope, or they might buy our stem wall our sandy loam fill dirt for a stem wall fill. There's many other corporate clients that, when they get done building that building, they're going to landscape it eventually. They're going to sod it. They're going to plant trees and shrubs. And we sell to the local parks here in town. We sell to the local municipalities. We sell to all the golf courses and country clubs. Just about everybody, funeral homes, everybody has dirt for some purpose. And we kind of get involved in all of it.
So everybody listening probably has had a chance to walk on some Gem Dirt, it sounds like.
At some point in time, yes. You've probably seen or touched. This area is called green country, and it's a very green environment here in eastern Oklahoma. But ours, if you just go dig a hole, and you're probably going to hit clay and shale and all kinds of things. So our topsoil and our planting mixes have been used for decades for a lot of the things you see around you here in town.
So is this something where it's predominantly done by the truckload, or do people come, like if I were going to come buy some dirt, would I just come and buy a bag of it, or how does that work? Do you sell through the bigger retailers?
We're not a bagger, so we don't bag any of our products. So if you want a bagged product, you'll go down to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy some Scott's, or a whole number of different people who would make a good bagged soil, and there's all different types out there for your different applications. We're a wholesaler that supplies to the local community here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, pretty much in eastern Oklahoma. So we sell by the cubic yard. And so a lot of our clients that are ordering large quantities of dump truckloads are buying it by the truckload. So we'll haul in a standard size dump truck that you see on the road. We'll run about 15 of those every day, delivering soil to customers all around town. And those would hold 12 cubic yards each. We have a couple of smaller trucks for smaller deliveries for maybe somebody, putting a garden in a home in Midtown, and they need 2 or 3 cubic yards of garden mix, and we'll do that. We also have a retail component to our business, in which folks, small landscapers as well as homeowners like yourself might have an application. They're redoing your flower beds or putting a garden in, and they'll come visit us in their pickup trucks or their trailers, and we'll load them accordingly. And it's all done more in a bulk fashion versus the bags.
Okay. So where do you all source your dirt?
Well, we have two locations here in Tulsa. So Jim Dirt South, our traditional location, is located just off I-75 on the west side of Jinx, right off Polecat Creek.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have a north location, which is right off of Bird Creek on 56th Street North in North Tulsa, almost the Owasso area there. So we can really hit, Tulsa's been growing south traditionally over the years, and Bixby and Jinx and Glenpool, and we're able to be close to our market there. We opened the north facility about 3 years ago, and that's really helped us to get to those markets like Owasso and Collinsville and Catoosa and Sperry and all the growing markets up north. So in the world of trucking and dump trucking and diesel fuel costs over the last few years, you want to be close to your market, and our new location has allowed us the ability to do that. And so in both sites, people come to pick up retail. In addition to dirt, we have all different types of dirt, from just a like I say, an opening price point, just a load of dirt, to dirt that we're blending compost in. So we run the largest compost operation in eastern Oklahoma. And so for our planting mixes and our gardening mixes, we're taking a good sandy loam dirt and we're blending compost. We're running it through a trommel screener, which is screening rocks and roots and things out, and blending in the compost, which is going to bring all the nutrients to your plants and your grass and your tomatoes and those type of things. So that's at the heart of what we do, is dirt and all different types of it. But then in addition to dirt, we carry a full line of landscaping materials. So we have crusher run gravels, Class A clean gravels. We carry mason sand, fill sand, 4 or 5 different varieties of mulch. We carry Oklahoma river rocks, Colorado river rocks, and all of kind of the landscaping supplies, all in a wholesale variety, by the dump truck load and or by a pickup truck load if you're coming in.
Okay, very cool. So you said a couple of years ago you opened that second location. That's, I'm sure, probably a pretty exciting time, but I'm sure there are definitely some challenges that go with expanding from one spot to two. So what were some of the challenges that you all had to deal with as far as opening location number 2?
Probably just not all being under one roof and one place where everybody's coming into work and clocking in and going to work each day. And as managers, you can't be everywhere. So we've had to expand our staff over the last couple of years, expand our management team a little bit over the last couple of years, such that we can be at both places at once. But we've been able to, it helps a lot from a trucking. The other side of our business is the whole trucking side. So we'll run about 15 trucks a day. And so those trucks are calling in and they're getting dispatched to Jim Dirt North or Jim Dirt South, pending where that next load is going and such. So it puts a lot on our dispatcher to have all of his day figured out and where we're going to go, such that we can, get those loads out. We might deliver 85 to 120 loads a day. And so we've got to have that laid out. The other location gives us the ability to do that. But yes, you're right. It does bring on challenges, not only from a personnel standpoint, but you have to have the equipment to kind of duplicate everything that we once did in the South plant. So we've now got excavators and dozers and loaders and all of that equipment up there as well. So really just the full expansion is a challenge, but exciting.
Yeah. Well, and I think, it sounds like you also have some pretty good systems in place as well, too, because obviously it would be total chaos trying to do that in 2 locations, sending people in multiple directions in big trucks without having some good systems in place.
Yep. Well, it's trial and error, and we've learned over time and how to do things efficiently and hopefully correctly.
Yeah. Well, I think most systems probably are trial and error. So there's nothing wrong with that, right? Just keep making them better each time, and they get to a point that they work for you. So, so what was it about owning your own business that appealed to you? Why did you decide to go that route?
I think when I was at business school at Oklahoma State, I have a degree in marketing from there. And I think, if truth be told, I wanted to go be a salesman. That's what I wanted to do with my career. But ultimately, I would have probably said I wanted to own a small business. I guess ultimately, I had a previous career for 20 years. I was in the abrasives industry and I sold sandpaper. And I did that for about 20 years. And the last 10 of it, I traveled a lot. And probably towards the end of that, in my around 40 or so, I had 3 boys we were raising, and I just made a decision I wanted to be home. And so I looked for a business to buy that was really a Tulsa, Oklahoma based business. And that's kind of what I found in Jim Dirt. I was looking for a manufacturing business because I had some experience in that sector. And I don't know if dirt was exactly what I was looking for, but it certainly fit enough of the criteria that I felt like we could make a go of it.
Yeah, and it's interesting because when I ask that question to business owners, I tend to hear it all comes back to freedom in one way, shape, or form or another. It's either financial freedom of owning your own business, the time freedom that you're talking about, or the freedom to pick who you work with. So I think it's just really always interesting how that all kind of ties together. So what are you most proud of accomplishing with your business so far?
Oh, probably that we've been able to endure. I bought a business that was started in 1989, and it was a successful business. The gentleman before me, his name was Ed Gorman. He built a successful business and put a successful model. But unfortunately, he had passed away of a sudden heart attack about 2 years before I came along, and the business was, in a drift a little bit, I would say. And so I was able to, come in and purchase the business. It was for sale. It was time for them to move on. They had listed the services of a business broker to put it for sale, and I came along and bought it. But just, I think, to take the bones of what was there and a pretty good business model, and to be able to then a decade later have added to that and replaced all the equipment and added a lot of new people and a new location, and just being able to expand the breadth of what we do while probably keeping up with the solid reputation that they had built prior to me getting there.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what, obviously there's talk of the economy and some concerns and fears there. So what are you expecting for Gem Dirt in 2023?
I'm expecting a good year. We're gonna continue to do what we do, which is focus on our customer service, focus on our business, and I expect a lot of, there is the economy's, it's always a moving target, right? And we're all projecting off of that. And yes, there are some sectors of our economy that these interest rates are going to slow down. They're going to slow down. But honestly, right now, I've got a 24-year-old son trying to buy a home in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I don't see that market slowing down one bit. I mean, we're in bidding wars still to this day, as of recently, paying higher than asking prices. So I don't see that market slowing down. Maybe the new construction and some of that with these interest rates will slow down, but a lot of the money that was earmarked for, back in COVID, and all of the money that was put in the pipeline to spur the economy and stimulate that, a lot of that's still coming. And you see Tulsa, Oklahoma growing, whether it's, a big park like the Gathering Place that just continues to grow, and the bridge and the dam project they're working on down there now, or the new BMX facility they built a couple of years ago up there. And we provided clay dirt for all of that, or, just expansion on every road and highways, under construction around here right now. So I hear signs of the economy slowing down, but quite honestly, we don't see lots of that. Our business seems to be going strong, and so that's a good thing.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. So, all right. So the question that prompted this whole interview series, what would you say your business superpower is?
I would probably say my business superpower is customer service. As a salesman by trade, that's what we concentrate on. We're there we're representing the company, but we're also representing the customer to the company. And if you work hard to earn a customer, you don't want to lose the customer by poor performance from your products or your customer service. So I value customer service probably beyond anything else in our business. My staff understands that, and we focus on that at Jim Dirt. That's what separates us from our competition. It is very common that a builder could call us at 7:30 in the morning, order 15 loads of dirt delivered to a home in Midtown Tulsa for that day. And there is a very good chance that by noon that day, those 15 loads are on site. And so we pride ourselves on customer service. We pride ourselves on same day service most of the time. There's not a lot of our customer base is somewhat spoiled in that they know they can receive that. So we get very little notice a lot of times. We get day of. It's not uncommon that we show up to work with about 5 loads booked for the day, and by the end of the day, we've delivered 85 loads or so. So to be able to do that, you have to have product availability. We've got to be ready. That puts a lot of stress on our operations team to have products and to have them available and ready to ship in each day, backfilling those and making sure that our inventories are at an adequate place that we can service our customers. The other side of that equation is we have to have trucking. So we deliver by the dump truck load, and we have to have ample trucking on site to be able to handle the demand. And so our demand is a little bit cyclical. We come, kind of out of hibernation in the winter to boom, we're going 110 miles an hour in the springtime. So we have to be ready for that from a product perspective, from a trucking perspective, from a back office staff perspective. So we're proud of our customer service, but there's a lot that goes into delivering that customer service.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it seems like right now customer service is really taking a hit in a lot of industries. I was talking to somebody earlier who owns a business, and he was saying he gets phone calls from people who say, I've called 3 or 4 of your competitors and nobody ever even bothered to call me back. So knowing that there's still folks out there who place a high priority on customer service is definitely a good thing. All right, last question here. If you had any piece of advice for fellow business owners, what would it be?
I think that's a difficult question. I think just be true to yourself, be true to your values that you bring to the table. I had some very strong values that I brought to me of how I worked for a mega corporation for the last 10 years of my prior career. And I had some very strong values of how, if I ever got the chance to run my own business, how I would do it. And so I've held true to some of those. I've held true to some of the lessons that I've learned along the way. And I think just to treat your customers as a priority, treat your employees as a priority, and success seems to come.
That's fantastic advice, Ron. Thanks so much for sharing that, and thanks for taking some time out of your day to join us here today.
Thank you. Appreciate what you're doing. Bye-bye.
Oh, you're welcome.